right. Good morning, lovely people. I'm going to take a minute to let everyone get on, and then I'm going to also share this on Facebook. So hopefully we can get some more viewers this morning. If it wants to cooperate, let's see. If you're watching the replay, please comment #replay. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, any good jokes you want to share during the whole live, please comment. I'll see them later, and I'd love to hear from you. Okay, let's see if Facebook will let us share this. Maybe. It's being super slow. That's okay, though. Okay. Open up the page. Sorry, guys, it takes a minute, but as soon as I'm able to share this, then we can get started. It doesn't let me share beforehand, so I have to do it while we're actually live, which makes everything a little slower. But that's okay. Excuse me. Okay, let's see. Go ahead and press share. There we go. Maybe. All right. Cool. Facebook. Awesome. It always wants to be complicated and slow. That's okay, though. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and start shuffling some cards for the morning message. Make sure to comment as soon as you hop on so I know that you're there. Again, Facebook doesn't tell me who's there. It just gives me a little number in the top. So, all right, let's see. I'm going to go with the Animal Oracle this morning. Spirit Animals. All right, let's see what we got. What does the collective need to hear this morning? Needs to hear. All right, 1 second. I just dropped the cards everywhere. It's downside to having little hands. Okay. Let's try this again. Okay. It's a newer deck, so it takes a minute. Gotta kind of loosen the cards up a little bit. All right. Collective. Good morning, Elena. How are you, darling? All right. So our first message for the collective this morning is Beaver Spirit. Lay a solid foundation, which is so important, honestly, for anything that you're doing in life. If you don't have a solid foundation, everything else is just going to fall apart. This is the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. I absolutely love it. It's one of my new ones, so it takes a little bit to get it to shuffle and whatnot. I got to loosen up the cards still, but absolutely in love with the images and the messages that come with it. So, Beaver Spirit, lay a solid foundation. Like I said, with anything in life, it's super important to have a solid foundation. Otherwise, anything else you build is going to crumble. So, especially when it comes to your spiritual journey, it's important to lay a good foundation for yourself, to do the research, to understand before getting started. And if you're not sure where to start, ask somebody who's been there, ask someone who's already on their spiritual journey, hey, what the heck do I do to better understand what the spirituality thing is? And, if it's right for me, or, what aspects of spirituality should I look into? Where do I start? And go from there. Because when you just jump in feet first with no direction whatsoever, like, yeah, sometimes that works, but sometimes it doesn't. Then you kind of fumble and get lost in all the information there is out there, instead of going in with a solid direction to go. Like, for example, when I started my spiritual journey, I started due to a tarot deck. I was given a tarot deck, and from my mom, actually, which was really great. And that started my spiritual journey. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I love it. What more do I need to know? How do I connect better? And personally, I had no idea where to start, and I didn't really have anybody to ask. So my foundation was a little wobbly. So my spiritual journey had a lot of ups and downs and hot messness, which is totally okay. But if you have a solid foundation and a direction to go, that's your best bet. So ask someone, or figure out, where do I want to start? What really resonates with my soul? What truly interests me? And if it's just like I'm interested, I don't really know where to go, then, we can figure that out. Ask me. I'd be happy to help. But that's just one example. So laying a solid foundation in every aspect of your life is super important. Otherwise, like I said, everything else is just going to fall apart. Just like when you start a new job, if you don't have a solid foundation, you're going to kind of flounder for a while trying to figure it out. So that is the first message for the morning. Beaver Spirit, lay a solid foundation. Good morning, Kevin. How are you, my dear? Okay, I'm going to take a sip of coffee, guys. I haven't had coffee in a while, and this morning was definitely a coffee morning. Good morning, Lee. Okay. And sorry I'm on a little later than normal this morning, guys. It was a rough morning. I had such a hard time waking up. It was like thunderstorming all day yesterday, and my body was just not having it. Arthritis and storms do not go well together. Anywho, how are you guys? What have you guys been up to? How was your weekend? Hope you had a good Monday yesterday. Kevin, I wish I had enough energy for no coffee. That would be great. Okay, I'm going to pull another card for the collective, and then I'll do a few individual ones. I think I'm going to go with the Work Your Light this morning. I think this might be my favorite deck, to be honest. I love the Work Your Light deck. Okay. What does the collective need to hear? Oh, yeah. Kevin, so my, what was I trying to say? In response to your comment about coffee putting you to sleep, if I drink more than one cup, it does the same thing. So normally, if I'm having like a rough morning, I'll drink a cup of coffee. And it's not that the caffeine works, it's that the taste is just enough to get me going. Because I don't like to eat breakfast first thing in the morning either, which is not good, but it's just a thing. But yes, I do remember that. And Elena, third trimester tea. Ooh. What's in the tea? What kind of tea is it, love? All right, let's see what we got. All right. Ooh, I love this. Okay. Next message for the collective this morning is Unbound. Ooh, let's see if I can get this to... There you go. Releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So, I've definitely pulled this card for a couple people before, but in reference to the collective. So, oh my goodness, Elena, that's so much. Hold on, guys. I got to read this long comment. Raspberry. That's a lot to put in one tea. Does it taste good at least? Okay. So, for the collective, essentially, we have all these patterns of behavior from years and years and years of societal buildup, and as a collective, how we interact and react to things. And it's time to release those patterns. It's time to cut those cords and let those patterns go and start fresh. And a lot of times you hear, well, this is the way things have always been. Okay, great. That's, whatever, but that doesn't mean that's the way they should be. And if we continue doing things the way that we've always done them and try and go back to quote unquote normal, then we're not growing. We're not moving forward as a society. We're not moving forward as a collective. We're not choosing to grow and be better. We're choosing to stay stagnant in these old patterns and essentially doing more harm to ourselves and society, the collective, the world, by trying to do this normal thing. Like, what the hell is normal anyways, right? So it's time to cut those patterns, cut those cords, and do something new, do something better, grow, right? And when it comes to soul contracts and past lives, that gets a little woo-woo for some people. If you don't believe in past lives, that's totally okay. Not everybody does. Each individual has their own beliefs. Again, I'm not here to tell you what to believe. I'm just here to give you the message. So when we're in our past lives, energetically, we create these cords between people and within situations, and these quote unquote contracts. I don't like the term contract, but we're going to go with it. And what that does is it affects our life today. It affects the way we feel, our energy. And if we don't pull back that energy, if we don't, sit down and be like, okay, I am cutting these cords, I'm cutting these ties, I'm ending these soul patterns and contracts and recalling my energy and choosing to live this life right now for what it is, for who I am in this lifetime, versus I'm going to continue these patterns of behavior. I'm going to continue to hold on to these energetic cords and this draining behavior and stay stuck and stagnant and not choose to be who I am right now. You're just doing more harm to yourself, and putting a lot of pressure on yourself for things that you didn't even, how do I say this? You weren't the one that created those behaviors. You were a different person in a different life, if that makes sense. Again, this is kind of woo-woo for some people, but that's okay. Point being, it's time to end those patterns of behavior, end those contracts and cycles that you yourself did not initially create in this lifetime, and live your life for what it is now, and choose to grow and be better and energetically be the best and highest version of yourself, not solely for yourself, but for the collective. Because when you're living as your best and highest version of yourself, you're not only impacting your own life, but you're impacting the people around you and spreading that positive vibration and encouraging and inspiring other people to also live as their best and highest version of themselves and make those new choices and create new patterns and change society and the collective as a whole. So that's my little spiel on that. So second card, Unbound. It's time to release soul patterns, contracts, and past lives, my lovely dears. Okay, I hope that made sense. If you have questions, please let me know. Very light mint flavor. Ooh, I like mint. Yeah, Elena, that's how I feel in the mornings. I really like warm drinks in the mornings. They can't be like super hot though, because then I get hot and I get grumpy when I'm hot. It's never a good thing. Um, but especially with sinus issues, having like that warm drink is really helpful. I don't know about you, but when I get sinus issues, I get a really bad headache. And if I have a headache, I am the worst. I'm just like, I'm just going to go to bed so no one else has to deal with me and I don't have to deal with me, and then it'll be fine. Okay. All right, I'm going to switch this banner up, and if you would like an individual card, please let me know. We are doing free ones this morning. Okay. So if you would like a card, let me know. Drop a comment. And if you have a preference on deck, on which deck I use, I can show you which ones I have, and we can go from there. Oh my goodness. Let's see. I have the Saints and Angels. I use the Work Your Light Oracle deck. The Star Seed. The Spirit Animal Oracle. And, oops, I about dropped everything. Another new one is the Angels and Ancestors. So let me know which one you would like, and I will be happy to pull a card for you. Okay. Which deck would you like, Elena, or do you care? And I'll give it a second. Just a reminder for everybody, when you leave a comment, it's a little bit delayed. So if I don't respond right away, it's not that I'm ignoring you. It's just that it hasn't popped up yet, so I haven't seen it. But as soon as it pops up, I will read it and I will respond. And if I've moved on to something else, I will come back to your comment, I promise. Okay, Elena, work your light. Let's do it. Okay. All right. What does Elena need to hear this morning? All right. Okay, darling. Get these back over here so I don't knock them off the desk. Oh, this is a beautiful one. Okay. So your card this morning, my dear, is Trust Your Path. Look how beautiful that is. I absolutely love it. So if you knew that you would be 100% supported, what would you do? So the point of this, my dear, is pretty straightforward. To trust the path that you're on and know that your guides are there supporting you no matter which direction you go. Only you know, excuse me, the right path for you, for your soul. And no one else can tell you which direction to go. So your guides can kind of nudge you and let you know, hey, this is a better idea, or, you know, maybe have you considered this? But they're not going to tell you, like, go this way. Don't go that way. Go this way. They're going to let you decide for yourself. But what you have to do is trust your path, trust your soul to lead you in the right direction, and know that your guides and the universe, spirit, source, angels, whoever you choose to believe in, they're all there supporting you, and they've got your back on your journey, no matter what path that may be. So, words are hard, guys. Whatever path that you're on right now is exactly where you're supposed to be and when you're supposed to be there. And we put a lot of pressure on ourselves and on the universe in general to be like, give me a sign. Which way am I going? What am I doing? But it has a lot to do with not only trusting your guides and spirit, source, universe, whatever, but trusting yourself and knowing that your soul, you have the best interest, your best interest at heart always. And if you trust yourself and trust your path and know that your guides and spirit source are there supporting you through that and supporting your choices and supporting that soul path that you're meant to be on, then you're going to be okay. If you just trust, and that's really hard for a lot of us to do. Trust is hard. But when you do it, when you let go and you know, like, this is exactly where I'm supposed to be, what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm on the right path, you're taking so much pressure off of yourself and off your guides and the universe, etc. And you're going to feel so much better. You're going to feel lighter and happier, excuse me, and just knowing that you're on the right path and trusting yourself to know that you're on the right path is, I don't even know how to like put it in normal people words. It's so beneficial and uplifting, and you're letting go of that pressure, and it's just going to be a lot better. I don't even know how else to say that and put it in better normal people words. But when you trust yourself and trust that you're supported and that your guides are there, it's going to be so much easier for you to follow your path. It's the trust part that's hard, because you're trusting ourselves is always difficult, but trusting our guides, trusting spirit source angels, it's difficult because for a lot of people, you can't see them. You can't hear them. You're not sure if they're even there, but they are. They're there. They're supporting you and they're helping you along the way. You're not alone. So it's important to trust yourself and to trust your guides and know that you are on the right path. So that is your card this morning. I hope that makes sense. I know I got a little off there for a second, but that is your card, my dear. Also, it's just really pretty. Like, I love this deck so much. Does that make sense? Let me know. Put this back over here. Already so invested, though. 7 years. Leave the military. Well, just because you've spent time and energy on something doesn't mean that that's where you're meant to spend your time and energy. If it doesn't fulfill you, if it doesn't light up your soul or make your heart sing, and that's not where you're meant to be, then it's not where you're meant to be. Now, that doesn't mean like just up and quit your job and go somewhere else, like with no plan whatsoever. That would be completely inadvisable. But if you know that's not where you're meant to be and that's not your soul path, then okay, what steps do you need to take to be on your soul path? And trust yourself that you know what's right for you and you know what is and isn't the path for you. What happens is we get stuck because we're like, well, I already invested so much time and energy into this and I've committed to this. Well, that's great. That's awesome. But what are you getting out of it? Is it fulfilling? Is it lighting up your soul? Is it, an exchange of energy? Are you getting good energy back from that? Because if not, then why are you continuing to give so much of yourself and so much energy if this isn't the right place for you, if this isn't the right path? Does that make sense? Let me know. Okay, Lee. Lee, are you still here, my dear? Drop a comment and I will gladly pull a card for you. Okay. Yeah, this one. All right, Lee, if you are still here, I'm going to use the Ancestors, Angels and Ancestors deck. Whoop. 1 second, I just dropped one. Ooh, okay. So I'm going to pull you a different card, but this is one that jumped out of the deck for you, my dear. Direction Guardian. Choose your path. So I feel like you have all these different ideas and ventures, I want to say, that you want to pursue. And what's happening is you're splitting up your energy between all these different things, and you kind of just need to choose one. I'm not sure what different things you're working on or which paths you're considering, but it's time for you to choose one. Because when you're splitting your energy, you're not giving 100% to the one thing that you're meant to be doing. So it's time to kind of figure that out. Choose which path you want to take, which path is right for you, your soul path, and put your energy and attention into that instead of like 5 different things. Okay? So that's the card that jumped out of the deck for you. But I'm going to pick you another one. Apparently that was super important for you to hear. I'm not sure why, but there you go. I hope that makes sense. Spirit was like, tell her this now. So they just kind of threw it out of the deck. All right. What else does Lee need to hear this morning? Oh, yeah, Elena, it is difficult. It's 100% super difficult to switch paths. But just know that however you do it, whatever you decide to do, your guides are there supporting you. And no matter how difficult it is, if it's the right path, if it's what you're meant to be doing, it's all going to work out and it's going to be okay. You just have to have faith and trust the process. And like I said earlier, trust is the hard part. Lee. Well, as long as you know why. I don't need to know why. I just give the message. All right. What else does Lee need to know this morning? Please don't throw them again. Okay. Ooh. Hi, Vanessa. How are you? Okay. So, Lee, your second card, which is very in tune with the first one, Hunter, track down your fears and your desires. So, with all these different things that you're trying to pursue, excuse me, and you're splitting your energy between all these different paths, and spirit, guides, source, angels, whatever you choose to believe in, is telling you to choose one path, right? But choose one direction. But what is it that's keeping you from choosing one? What is it that you're afraid of? What is it that's holding you back? Okay. And a lot of times we don't even realize that the reason we're not choosing a direction, the reason that we're holding back is because we're afraid. We don't even realize it sometimes. And it's important to figure out, okay, what is it that I really want? What is it that I'm meant to be doing? What is my soul direction? What lights my soul on fire? What makes my heart sing? What is truly meant for me? And once we pinpoint that and go for it, a lot of those fears kind of alleviate themselves. But it just depends. Sometimes these fears come up that we don't even know are there. Like, we're afraid to be so fulfilled, right? We think that we're not worthy. We think that, do I really deserve to have all these desires fulfilled? Do I deserve all this happiness and abundance that's going to come with, pursuing my soul path, right? And for you, I think to pinpoint which direction you're meant to be going, since you're kind of going like 5-ish different ways, something like that. Anyways, sorry, I'm like trying to listen at the same time. 5-ish different ways is, okay, what is it that you really want? And what is it that you're afraid of? And once you pinpoint that, you'll be able to decide which direction it is that's meant for you. So those were your cards this morning, my dear. And it's okay. I understand. I am also hard-headed, and whenever I get readings from other people, my guides are very adamant that I listen. So I understand. All right, Vanessa. Cool. What does Vanessa need to hear this morning? Let's shuffle these up. I hope that made sense, Lee. Let me know. Okay. All right. You still here, Vanessa? Leave a comment. Let me know. What does Vanessa need to hear this morning? Okay. Let's see. Also, again, for anyone who doesn't know, the comments are a little bit delayed. So if I don't respond right away, it's because it just hasn't popped up for me yet. But as soon as it pops up, I will see it and I will respond. I promise. Okay, let's see. All right, Vanessa. All right, my dear. Your message for the morning is from the shaman. Trust in higher forces. A lot of things are coming down to trust today, which is kind of important, but also weird. Synchronicities. What? I love when this happens. So it's pretty straightforward for you. Trust in the higher forces. Trust in your intuition. Trust in your guides. Those little inklings that you get, those nudges that you're like, I don't know how I know this, but I know that this is what I'm supposed to do, or I know that I shouldn't do this. That's your intuition, and you should trust it. But when you experience little synchronicities, that is the universe, spirit, source, guides, angels, whatever you choose to believe in. I'm not here to tell you. Kind of letting you know, hey, we're here. We're paying attention. We're here to help you. This is what's supposed to be going on right now. Or if you feel like you're being pushed in a certain direction or guided to do something, or you keep seeing certain things over and over again, that's them trying to get your attention. But what it really comes down to is in trusting that. Because if you just completely keep ignoring all these signs or synchronicities, you're kind of missing their point and not getting whatever message it is that you need to be receiving right now. And a lot of times, again, we have a really hard time trusting. As human beings, we are so bad at trusting. We're bad at trusting ourselves. We're bad at trusting others. We're bad at trusting basically anything and everything. We are super hard-headed and we like to figure things out the hard way, which kind of sucks for us, but it is what it is. I have a feeling that you have been receiving signs and receiving these nudges and receiving synchronicities essentially for a long time, and kind of have just been chalking it up to like, oh, that's weird, or oh, what a coincidence, and then just like keeping it moving and like not actually acknowledging or looking into it. Excuse me. And your guides, spirit, source, ancestors, angels, universe, whatever you choose to believe in, is letting you know that it's time to start paying attention. It's time to receive, actually receive, not just see them and be like, but receive those messages and receive those synchronicities and actually pay attention to them and to trust your guides because they're trying to help you. They're trying to kind of nudge you into awakening, essentially, and to hearing what it is that they're trying to tell you and to teach you and to learn those lessons. But you have to trust. You have to trust in those higher powers. You have to trust in those synchronicities and those signs and essentially kind of just roll with it. It's extremely scary when you first start like noticing signs, when you first start noticing synchronicities in your guides, angel, source, spirit, whatever. And a lot of people, it's terrifying for them, and that's okay because it's new and new things are scary. But once you start acknowledging that, okay, I'm receiving these signs, I'm acknowledging these synchronicities, clearly this is something that I need to pay attention to or look into, then you'll start noticing more and realize, okay, my guides are here, my guides are supporting me, I'm not alone in this, and it's okay. But first, you kind of have to trust. So that's where you are at this morning. I hope that makes sense. Let me know if that resonates. And yeah. Okay. I'm going to take a sip of coffee, guys, because I talk a lot. Still, coffee is good. And mostly it just tastes good. I love coffee. And it's not for like the caffeine fix because it doesn't really do anything for me. I just like the taste. Good. I'm glad it made sense. I'm glad it resonated. And you're very welcome. I come on here every Tuesday and Thursday morning. Sometimes it's free reading. Sometimes it's donation based. But come hang out. Today I was on a little bit later than normal. I'm normally on at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time every Tuesday and Thursday. And I think I'm going to start doing Wednesday nights as well. So I'll be around if you want another reading, my dear. And if you have any questions about anything, let me know. Okay. Would anybody else like a card? Is anybody else even still here? Comment, let me know. All right. I might just pull a card for myself, I think. See if I can. Where's my mouse? Ah, okay. My desk is a mess, guys. All right. What do I want to pull for myself this morning? Thank you, Lee. I appreciate that. Okay. I've never had anybody say that before. Thank you. Okay. All right. If no one else would like a card, I'm going to pull one for myself, and then I'll probably pull one more for the collective, and then I will call it a day. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm going to go with the Starseed for myself. Let's see what we got. What do I need to hear today? Normally, I pull for myself every morning before I do anything, but I woke up hella late this morning. I was just so tired and exhausted because it was thunderstorming all day yesterday, and I just felt like shit. So this morning, I literally woke up and like barely got out of bed like 10 minutes before I was supposed to be on here. All right, let's see. What do I need to hear this morning? Ooh, I love it. All right, so the card for myself this morning, since I'm on here, if you guys are interested, was "You are not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness and face your true north." This is actually one of my favorite cards, no matter who I pull it for, because I think it's so important for all of us to remember that not everyone is going to love you. Not everyone is going to be like, oh my gosh, you're my kind of person. Some people are going to think that you're a fucking weirdo, and that's okay. Like, when I first started my spiritual journey, I was like so concerned about what people were going to think. I was so worried that everyone was going to think I was a fucking weirdo, or that I lost my damn mind, or I was like off my rocker. And some people do, and that's okay. I don't give a shit. But it took a long time for me to be like, no, like, this is who I am. This is what I'm meant to be doing. And I'm going to do what's right for me. And if you think I'm freaking crazy, that's okay. Think what you want to think. I'm still going to do me, man. And a lot of times we get so wrapped up in what other people think, and that's our ego. That's not our soul self. That's not our intuition. That's our freaking ego trying to stop us from being who we're really meant to be, who we really are on a soul level. So for myself this morning was, you are not for everyone. And I think that's important for everyone to know, like I said. So just a reminder for all my lovely peoples out there, you're not for everyone. You don't have to be for everyone. Not everyone is going to resonate with you. Not everyone is going to connect with you and be like, oh shit, you're my kind of person. You might not be part of their tribe, and that's okay. Like, the people I have in my soul tribe are people that a few years ago probably would have freaking hated me, because I was a completely different person than who I am now. And we're all constantly growing and changing and evolving in who we truly are. And as you go through life, the people you surround yourself with, or who are drawn to you, is also going to change. People that you've been friends with forever might not be on the same level as you anymore. And that's okay. Like, it's okay to grow in different directions. It's okay to not, be everyone's biggest fan, or have everyone be your biggest fan. Like, that's okay. Just be yourself. Wave your little freak flag. Let all the other weirdos know where to find you, and your soul tribe will grow. So just know that, just be who you're meant to be. So that was my card this morning. Excuse me. Ooh, comments. I love comments. Well, I'm glad. Yeah, I haven't been doing this for very long, I think is what it is. At least publicly, I haven't been. I have privately for a while, but, and when I was doing tarot readings privately for people, they would always be like, wow, this is super accurate, and that's amazing. I'm like, oh, thanks. But I never really was public about it. So publicly, you were the first person to say that, and that makes me feel really good. So thank you. Oh, another comment. Okay. Really? That's awesome. So, you know what? That was probably our guides being like, hey, go hang out. Go be friends. Go connect. You guys are meant to be in the same circle. But yeah, it took a long time for me to actually accept, I guess, that this was the path that I was meant to be on and what I was meant to be doing. Because it genuinely lights me up and makes me happy. And I love reading for other people. It makes me feel good, like I'm actually helping, versus, doing something else. And I liked what I did before, working in public health, and epidemiology and stuff, but it wasn't as fulfilling. It didn't really light me up in the same way. So doing this now and being on this path has been super amazing. And it's nice to hear from other people that they recognize that. So thanks, babe. That's so cool though. Yeah, we've known each other for such a long time. Me, you, and Vanessa. Whew. Basic training. Ooh, that was an experience. Anywho, all right, I'm going to do one more card for the collective, and then I will hop off here. So Let me change this little banner. I love that I can put little banners on here. It's pretty great. I'm so glad I switched to this like platform so it like feeds to Facebook for me, but I don't actually have to be on Facebook to do it. It's pretty cool. Okay, collective. Gonna go with Saints and Angels. All right. Haven't used you today. Let's see what we got. I call these my fancy deck because they're like gilded on the edges with all gold and stuff. I love it. All right. What does the collective need to hear? Oh, thank you. You're just giving me so much praise this morning. It's making me feel awesome, Lee. Thanks. All right. I'll try not to get a big head about it. All right. Interesting. All right. So the last card for the collective this morning is Miracle. So how do I, words are hard, guys. What am I trying to say? Okay. Every day, I'm trying to figure out how to put this in normal people words. I say normal people words, but it's basically I'm trying to figure out how to say things that other people are going to understand. Because everything moves so quick in my head that I have to like think about it before I say it. Every single day, there are little miracles, little tiny miracles that happen. And we chalk it up to like, oh, that's a coincidence or, you know, things like that. But it's important to take the time and to notice those little miracles. Like life itself is a freaking miracle. Like, yes, science, 100% all about evolution and everything that goes with it. I love science. I think it's awesome. But every part of that in and of itself is amazing. It's a freaking miracle. Like, to figure out how the universe works, I don't think we're ever really 100% going to figure it out because we're human beings and we're on a completely like lower level than the actual universe in and of itself. But I think the point of this is to really remind everybody that miracles do happen. And it's important to recognize that when we see them. Even the little tiny miracles, not like, oh my gosh, somebody came back to life. Like that's, let's be real. Like, yeah, that's freaking cool that, you know, doctors and whatever are able to save people. That in and of itself is a miracle. But the little things too, right? So make sure that when you're going through life and you see these little miracles that you acknowledge them and kind of, excuse me, guys, sorry, my throat's getting scratchy. How do I put this into that you acknowledge and embrace them and give credit where credit is due, right? And kind of basically acknowledge that, yes, this is a tiny miracle and it's a win. It's not just something to be brushed off, you know? So throughout your life, day to day, you know, pay attention and notice that those little tiny miracles that happen because they are there. We just choose not to see them a lot of the times. And when you choose to see those little tiny miracles, it brightens up not only your day, but brightens up you as a person and opens your eyes, makes you more open to seeing all the other beautiful things that are out there. So that is our last card for the collective this morning. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if that makes sense. Yeah, my throat's getting super scratchy. It's totally time for me to hop off here. If you have any questions, comments, anything like that, let me know. If you're watching the replay, make sure to comment #replay. And and I will respond to any comments you leave later when they pop up. And if you guys have any questions about spirituality or oracle cards, or you're starting out your path and you're just not sure where to start, please feel free to message me on my Soul Searchers page. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. Excuse me. And until, excuse me. Sorry, guys. I'm like, I've been talking too much. What was I going to say? Right. I will see you guys next time. Again, I'm here every Tuesday and Thursday morning. I'll also be on here tomorrow evening. I think I will probably come on at around 8:30 or 9 p.m. We'll see. If you have any questions, like I said, message me, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.